Hey beautiful people, Ryan Hamer here. Hope you guys are doing well. Today in this video, I'd like to share, like, subscribe, click the notifications button if you find this video interesting or you know somebody else who might be interested. And also check the description for links on other things that I'm offering as well as potential other videos. Anyway, getting right into it. Today in this video, we're talking about grace periods. What is a grace period? Some of you may have lines of credit, some of you may have a credit card, and you simply just pay the due date every single month. When you get your due date, you just pay it, or some of you delay paying it, or some of you look out for the statement date. But what is that grace period that people talk about? The grace period is no singular grace period. It varies from credit card issuer to credit card issuer. It could be as low as 15 days. It can be 20 days. It can be 30 days. Depends on the credit card issuer. And what that means is it is the amount of time with which you have to make that payment or pay in full on your credit card as well as spend on your credit card without fear of paying any interest. So as long as you pay your credit card in full, as long as you make that payment by the due date and leave the money sitting there until the statement date, you're good to go. Now, why this is important to you is you have a grace period of time with which to pay your credit card. So what you want to do is you use your credit card and then you know when the due date is, you have from when you know the due date is to pay it. Typically after the billing cycle, you're given a statement and you see all the transactions that you've made as well as your due date payment, and then you have from that time until the next cycle with which to use your credit card without incurring any interest, provided that you pay it in full. So that's the simple explanation. And you're gonna ask me, well, are all grace periods the same? Absolutely not. Every credit card issuer has a different potential grace period. As I said, it can be 10, 20, 30, whatever many days that they provide you. And it is your choice and decision with which on how you handle that grace period. Are you paying the credit card in full? Are you only paying after the statement date? Are you paying it in full on the due date before the statement date? Are you not using the card between the due date and the statement date? There's important reasons as to why you want to play the game with regards to your credit card properly. But you always, and this is not what this video is about, but it's so important, I'm going to reiterate it as I always do. Always make sure that you pay your credit card on time, and if you cannot pay it in full, at least make sure that you make the minimum payment required on the credit card so that your card is in good standing. Believe it or not, well, I'm sure you do believe this, yes, indeed, credit card companies like to talk. So they will notify the credit bureaus that you are a late payer, slow payer, or you have not paid your credit card on time if you are in breach of the statement date. That is crucial and critical to ensuring that you have a good credit score, that your credit profile remains intact. So you always want to make sure that you pay it on time. Make sure you pay it in full if you can. If you cannot, make sure you make the minimum payment. I'm reiterating it because it is very, very important. It's one of the life hacks that mama and daddy probably never told you. But always pay your bills on time, especially your lines of credit as well as your credit card. Okay, I know things happen. However, making sure that you maintain a good rapport with your credit card company and make sure you adhere to those two dates. Like as I said, I'm going to repeat it. I always say there are 3 dates with regards to your credit card. There is the due date, there is the statement date, and there is the reporting date. And in between all of that, you have your grace period. So you use your credit card during your grace period. You make sure that you make the minimum payment, and then you adhere to making sure that all that money that you put on your credit card sits there until the statement date occurs. So when they print up that statement in black and white, which outlines your usage and how much you've paid, and to show that you're in good standing, if there is no minimum payment, maybe you want to make sure there's no minimum payment required after the statement date because you paid it in full and you are a great steward of your credit and you know how to utilize your credit cards. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, this all applies. Same thing with your line of credit. Well, pretty much you got a due date and they're going to print out a statement and stuff like that. So yeah, Hopefully you find this information useful. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and I'll see you in the next video, all right? Thanks for watching.